We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India.
Welcome back once again. Dear students, we are going to learn file handling functions today, which is basically starts with the reading, writing and appending operations. Okay, though file handling functions are quite new for us, so before starting the file handling functions we should know how we can tackle the file operations. Okay, as you know, whenever we read or write something from the file, we require a stream, and for that purpose we must have a specific structure. Over here, Turbo C, or you can say the ANSI C, supports a specific kind of structure called file. Here I have written a program, simple program for reading a sample, for writing a sample file. Okay, for that I need to use this file structure. But before starting the explanation of our program, we should know what that file structure is. So whenever you are stuck with any terminology in your C program, you should simply write that keyword and press Ctrl F1. That will take you to the definition of that particular keyword. Over here you can say I have pressed Ctrl F1 under the file keyword, then it shows me the file control structure for the streams. You can see different members are there in that file structure. Okay, so we are going to use this predefined file structure instance, right? For that we need to declare a character variable which will simply read the data from the console and put it them into the file stream. Then we require a file pointer that is of type file structure. Then we need to open the file for the writing purpose, and for that we have fopen function available in C. That again you can see the definition, or you can see the sample code available in with your C. Press Ctrl F1, that will give you all the explanation of that particular function. As you can see, fopen opens a stream. Here it contains the syntax. As you can see, the first argument contains the file name and the second argument contains the mode, right? Over here you can see the file name argument, the description of file name argument, file that the function opens, and again the modes, which is the second argument. Mode string defines the mode of the open file. RWA, R stands for read, W stands for write, A stands for append. R plus means reading and writing, W plus writing and reading, A plus means appending and writing. Okay, so this is all. You can get the detail of this fopen function, or once again you can see the example also from this fopen example file, right? So you can have a reference of it too. Okay, so let us start with our code. As you can see over here, I have written fp is equals to fopen, then I have specified the file name. Now you may be thinking that if we do not have this file, then what happened? Over here fopen function creates a file if that file doesn't exist, or if that file is already available to this particular location, then it will overwrite that file, because we have not used append mode, we have used write mode. So it will overwrite the existing file if it is available, right? Otherwise it will create a brand new file. Okay, next we are checking whether the specified file is created or not. If it is creating for the first time, then it will be created, right? If fp is equals to null, that means if the file due to some reason, if your computer system doesn't allow you to create a file at particular location, then it will return a null. So I am just checking whether that file has been created or not. So for that, if the file is not created, then we are going to display a message that file cannot be open for write and terminate the code. Or else start the writing content. Over here you can put if else over here also, because as soon as the file is not created, you can use else over here, and that should be ended here, right? Okay, so if the file is not open, then it should display the message and terminate the code. If the file is open, if the file is successfully created, then we are going to print a message, start writing content. Now, after that, I have taken C is equals to getChar. What is C? C is our character variable, which holds the character inserted by the user, or you can say provided by the user from on the console. Right? getChar function, as you know, getChar function returns the character read from the console, and it will be stored to my variable C. Now, here I have written while C is not equals to end of files. As you know, whenever you are dealing with the file, each and every file must be terminated by a specific character, so that while performing reading and writing operation, your computer, or you can say your program, comes to know that this is the end of file, right? So over here, what is end of file? You might have aware with the commands used in the DOS programming. In that one command is there, copycon command, or copycon command. It is used to create a file, right? It is a similar kind of things. The same kind of command you can create in C also using the command line argument, and that we will see later on. But now, what is end of file? So whenever you create a brand new file from the DOS using the copycon command, in that command, after completion of writing the content of your file, you need to come out from the editing mode, and for that purpose you are supposed to press Ctrl Z, which will take you out from the editing mode. So over here also we are going to use end of file character, and that is our Ctrl Z. So if after writing the content in the file, if user press Ctrl Z, that character is considered as end of file. I hope it is clear. So while writing the content, as you can see, for the first time, before I have written C is equals to getChar outside the while loop. So for the first time it will read the character, and thereafter it will continue reading the character inside the while loop. So as soon as it reads Ctrl Z character, it will come out from this while loop. Okay, so now inside the while loop I have written putC, means whatever character we have read in this statement, that will be written, or you can say put in a file whatever we have opened in this particular statement, that is test.txt, and that file is represented in my program using the file pointer, and I have specified file pointer over here in the argument. Okay, you can see the help of putC by using Ctrl F1. You can see putC is a macro that outputs the character to a stream. You can see integer putC, integer character, whatever we have read from the console, and file pointer string. Now over here you might have confusion that, sir, you have taken character C over there and here integer C is written. So it is quite what I can say, it is quite obvious that when you write a character, right, that character is also having an ASCII value, right? And whatever method I am going to teaching you right now, that is for only text file. Okay, so that is why I have taken character over here also, right? But or else you can take integer too. Okay, so I hope it is clear now. So whenever you write character argument over here, that character argument will be converted into integer number, and that integer number is an ASCII value of that particular character. I hope now it is clear. Next is C is equal to getChar. In this first statement of while loop, we are adding, or you can say we are writing the character read from the console into the file pointer, into the file stream, or you can say in the file mentioned above, and in the very next statement, we are getting the next character from the console. Meanwhile, we are reading our data from the console and we are appending it into the file. As soon as we press Ctrl Z, it will come out from the loop and come out at this point. That is fclose. Fclose is used to close the opened file stream. We have opened our test.txt file using the file pointer that needs to be closed before terminating our code. So I have written fclose fp, printf, right, whatever message you would like to print, and that is the code. Now let's check it out whether it is working or not. It is showing me an error, declaration syntax, fclose fp. Now let us see where we have written okay, we have missed one opening bracket. That's it. Start writing your content. Hello, how are you? How are you? That's it. I have completed the writing the content. Press Ctrl Z and press enter. See, your program has been saved. Now let's check it out whether that file has been created. See, my .c file is available in Turbo C examples set11 p1.c. Now let's check it out whether I have created that file or not. So this is my set11, date modified, it's 5.5, test.txt. Yeah, this is test.txt. Hello, how are you, and bye. What we have written? Oh, I have misspelled the path. .. This dot represents, okay, as you can see, I have written ../test.txt. Actually this path represents the destination where I have installed my Turbo C. Over here I have installed my Turbo C at C drive. As you can see, right now there is no file called test.txt, whatever I have mentioned in my C program, right? As soon as I execute this code, it will create a brand new test.txt file, and later on we'll see whether it contains the data we have entered at the console, right? So let's check it out. As you can see, one file called test.txt has been created, but right now it contains 0 bytes. As soon as I write something to it, let's say we are writing hello, how are you, welcome to JS Polytechnic. So I have finished my writing. So let's save it by pressing Ctrl Z and press enter. Right, this is the end of my code. Now let's check it out whether the file has been saved or not. As you can see, right now it contains 93 bytes instead of 0. Now it's time to check whether it contains our actual data. As you can see, hello, how are you, welcome to JDSI Polytechnic Computer Engineering Department. Once again, for the sake of surety, I am deleting this file and execute my code once again. Hello dear students, hope you all are safe at home. That's it. I've finished the content writing. Now I'm saving the file by pressing Ctrl Z. Press enter. Okay. So let's check it out whether the file has been saved or not. Yes, it contains 150 bytes. As you can see, whatever content we have written on the console, that is written in my text file. So this is the simple program of writing the text content using C program. Thank you.